What's going on, YouTube? Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 3 is here. There is so much to go over. We're going to get into it. New augments, new weapons, rideable raptors, new skins, new collaborations, new features, plants. There's a ton. Let's get right into it. All right, first things first, yes, you can ride raptors. They're all over the map in the jungle biome mostly, and there are even eggs that you can hatch and get onto your raptor right around, attack other players. There's also an augment, which we'll get to later, that makes riding raptors very, very broken, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Next up, we've got new weapons. Okay, so with these new weapons, the first one comes the thermal DMR. Battle in the jungle. See a jungle animal sees while looking through the scope of the thermal DMR. You can turn the thermal vision on or off to detect your enemies better. I will say this comes in handy with the dense jungle area that is now the newest biome on the map, and it's very much overpowered in that manner, but not too much because there's plenty of cover for you to get behind if you're on the receiving end if someone else has a thermal. Next up is the Flapjack Rifle. The Flapjack Rifle is 45 round AR machine gun that has rarities all the way up to a mythic version that you can get inside the vaults that require key cards from High Card. High Card is still on the map, 3 different POIs that he's at, but they're not the same as last season, so make sure that you watch where they spawn when they spawn into the map. Get to them, get in, and there's plenty of loot in the vaults, including slurps, which we'll get to heals in a little bit, that makes them very, very important right now in this meta of everything that has changed in Fortnite. Next up, the kinetic boomerang. This one's fun. This one you can throw the boomerang. It's got the kinetic power as the hammer and the kinetic blade did. It damages 60 damage in its flight path there and back. You can, on its way there, once it receives to an end, you can click and you can make it explode and return immediately to you and does an additional 60 damage. So if you have somebody hiding behind a rock or something like that, you can throw it next to the rock. If you time it just right, you can still deal damage, area damage, to them when you do that perk. After this, we've got the Cybertron cannon. There's going wild. There's having a blast. Take a Cybertron cannon onto the island and launch a powerful, quick, explosive projectile. This in build mode, honestly not that great. I can see how it could become valid at some point. In no builds, it's pretty overpowered, and you can do 110 damage to players with the Cybertron cannon. Next up, weapon-wise, we have Wild Wasp Jars. They're on the map. They very much resemble the Firefly Jars we had before. They're hostile insects that inhabit the jungle area. They also have a perk that comes with an augment, that you can use with this. They're overpowered. They do 8 damage per second and 60 damage on impact. You can jump in water or cover yourself in mud to get them off your tail if someone throws them at you. So they're not completely broken. They're actually pretty well balanced. So keep an eye out for those when you're out and about on the map. Next up, unvaulted weapons. The drum gun shotgun has been unvaulted. There's a mythic version as this as well. This mythic drum gun spawns on Spawn Island. So when you capture the flag at the Spawn Island POI, wherever it ends up spawning on the map, you would be able to get this weapon. The pulse rifle mythic is no more. This has replaced it. Another unvaulted weapon is the combat SMG, which has replaced the dual mag SMG. It's actually pretty good. I like the combat SMG. It's kind of a laser beam, a little bit slower fire rate, but overall good. Now, weapons that came through from the last season to this one. Havoc pump shotgun, still here. No mythic, but the Havoc is still here. Maven auto shotty. Havoc suppressed assault rifle is still here with a mythic at high card as well. Still here. Red eye assault rifle is still here. Submachine gun is still here. Tactical pistol still here. Heavy sniper rifle is still here. Chug cannon, exotic weapon. I know it's not a weapon technically, but the chug cannon is here. Heisted breacher shotgun stayed. Heisted accelerant shotgun stayed. Heisted run and gun SMG stayed. And the shadow tracker They are all available still. Next up is a different type of mechanic that is new, and that is mud. You will find mud across the map now, mostly in the jungle biome. You can slide through it. You gain quite a bit of speed, and the problem with that is, though, you have the mud on you even after you leave the mud. There's been a couple times where I almost died to fall damage by almost sliding over a cliff, not realizing that I was still going to slide past it. But you can camouflage yourself, lose track of the wasps and other players in the game. Next up, grind vines. So the grind rails were here last season. They've reskinned them as grind vines all through the biome of the jungle area. They're a little bit faster in my opinion. I like them a lot. They're great for rotation. They go around the contended canopies, so the trees are very tall in the jungle biome, and on top spawns loots and different heals, things like that you can get, as well as the grind rails, the grind vines, excuse me. And also, too, you have different plants, which we'll get to, that can help you get off if you get in a fight, get in a pinch, because you cannot build on top of the tree canopies. You cannot build. Which brings me to the next point, fight with flora. There are 3 new flowers or plants on the map. Bomb flower creates an explosion. You can actually slide into these. It launches them towards wherever you're headed and explodes on builds and or players. I actually was able to get an elimination today. Accidentally, yes, fair enough, but I was still able to do so. Next up, you have the stink flower. Unleashes toxic gas to nearby enemies and damages them very much to the stink bomb, things like that we've had in the past. Last, you have the slurp plants. You swing it, hit it one time, and it heals you for shield and white health, just like slurps used to do, since slurps have been vaulted. The last flower there is a hop flower. It's a red flower you'll see across the jungle biome, and this does exactly what you think. It launches you up in the jungle area, and you will not take fall damage if you use it to do it, rotate around, get off the canopy trees, or get up on the canopy trees, or just rotate through and get away from any or push an enemy for rotation. Next up, we have the new augments that are here during Season 3. Primal Companion. This one I was talking about earlier with the raptors. This will gain you thermal vision and regenerate health while riding animals. Very good, especially with riding the raptors. I feel like you can jump high, you can kind of see around, scout things out. Next up, Wild Wasp weaponry, which we spoke about earlier. This receives some Wild Wasp jars, and you gain an additional 1 with every elimination that you get. Next up, this one is very good. Sprint lines. Gain a slap effect upon using grind vines, grind rails, zip lines, or ascenders. Ascenders are those jump flowers that we just spoke about. I used this. I almost got this every single match this morning. It's very good. I like this augment a lot. Next up that's new is Shell Slide. As it sounds, you gain shotgun shells while sliding. Next up, Swift Shotgun Reload. Your shotguns will reload faster. Reckless Rifle Reload. Your assault rifles will reload significantly faster when the magazine is empty. Medium ammo acquired. Instantly gain medium ammo, then gain more when you open containers. So when you open containers, you just get medium ammo, and if it has medium ammo in it, you get even more than what you would have already. So the other augments that are in the game that continued over from last season are going for that you can re-roll to are Traversal Warrior, formerly known as Rail Warrior, now works on grind vines, zip lines, and ascenders, in addition to the grind rails. Aquatic Warrior is still here. Light Fingers, First Assault, Bloodhound, Steady Hands, SMG Sign-Off, Exotic Grab Bag, Soaring Sprints has returned. Mythic Munition is still here. Keymaster, Rarity Check has made it through again, and so did Shotgun Striker. All of these are in the game currently. I think this is probably the best mix of augments that we currently have. Okay, next up, bounty boards were vaulted last season towards the end. They have returned as job boards. Upon interacting with job boards, you'll be given a choice of 3 jobs, including a bounty. So you can do search chest, you can do search for ammo, search for this, go do this. Different quest type things you can do in game for gold, or you have the bounties that we're very familiar with in the past. Now, let's get into our Battle Pass skins. We'll go through this pretty quickly, as I already did a video kind of reviewing that before. Era, which is the first skin that you unlock when you get the Battle Pass. Learn from the past to protect the future. Solid skin. Really like it and all the variants that it comes with. Trace, Wander No More. This skin is very good. My boy Lindy will probably rock this skin. It just seems like the type of skin that he would rock with the whole vibes it gives off. Plus, it's very similar to the skin that he already runs in Fortnite. And next up, we have Ryan, which is the red jacket skin. She has other variants that they've released now. Let the beat run wild. Strong skin again. I kind of like it. Relic, an intrepid hunter seeking the island secret. I'm convinced this skin has something to do with Foundation, whether he's a relative or something. It's just too much similarities for it not to be, but that's just my thoughts. Mariposa, the Daring Dynamo reinvented. This is a reskin of a skin that we've had in the past. Solid skin as well. Lorenzo, influential explorer and roguish racketeur. This skin, probably one of my favorite Battle Pass skins in this season. The variants that you can unlock as the season goes on are super, super clean. And of course, the Tier 100 skin, Optimus Prime, noble leader of the heroic Autobots, is in the game, as well as, of course, he has his exotic weapon. And then your mid-season skin is Paradise Meowsicles, which will unlock later on in this season. And the first skin we get of the Autobots Decepticon world is Optimus Primal, who is in the item shop now. Guys, make sure you use code Southpaw when you pick up the Battle Pass, or if you pick up the Optimus Primal skin or any other skins in the item shop to help support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Guys, this season has the makings to be one of the best yet. I'm already enjoying it thoroughly. There's so much change and so much new stuff, new mechanics, new ways to rotate. It's a lot of fun already. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I hope you guys do too. Make sure you leave some comments down below and let me know what's going on with it. If you find anything new, anything unique that I should do a video on, drop it down in the comments. Also, we now have memberships here on the channel. So if you've made it this far in the video, you're probably pretty dedicated to the channel. If you want, click the join button down below. If you're on mobile, you can find it over on in the description, the link to go to join. Tiers start out at $4.99. It helps, again, support the channel and my endeavor to become a full-time streamer. I appreciate you guys all watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share it with a friend, and we'll see you guys next time.
Southpaw, Southpaw, ooh, I win, I win, I win, I win. Southpaw, Southpaw, ooh, I win, I win, I win, I win.